And here it is, right here. We're doing it again. Yes, of course we are. Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. One man went to Mo. Yes, of course we are doing it again. I am doing it again. The question is, are you doing it with me? The session has commenced and your company is required. That thing that we do on a daily basis, oftentimes now twice a day, it's been done the first installation of the day. So if you're available this bank holiday Monday, then just avail yourself of the session. Surrender to yourself to the space and let me take you on a wild and intricate narrative about the states that you call Nigeria. One man went to Mo, the eagle has landed.
Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Inyamadika, Yabika Kokwanam Noao. Hey, Anamekele Mazuche Mefo. Manemo, it's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along, holy, 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 Namdekano is another Savior. Just sing along, holy, 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 Namdekano is another Savior. When I sing along, holy, 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 is another Savior. Getting it right and getting it faster now. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, holy, getting it right and getting it faster. Never freedom. Is another Savior. Never freedom. Holy, 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 Namdekano is another Savior.
Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Inyamadika, Yabika Kokwanam Noao. Hey, Anamekele Mazuche Mefo.
And there it is right there, the Holy, Holy song from the East. The tones and tonality of defiance from the East. They will never give it up. Nnamdi Kanu, another savior. So that is how the Easterners see it. So holy, 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 as guys, I bring you this. APC primaries, Tinubu, Osinbajo, AMAECHI'S, others, scramble for 7,800 delegates. So the decision on who gets to be the next Nigerian president lies largely in the hands of 7,800 Nigerians. Because, of course, we know that the heavens will fall first before the APC let any other party win the presidency in 2023. So they have all of the apparatus of rigging, of course, and we saw what happened in 2019 when Mahmoud DOKUBO just wrote results and declared, announced the president not against the will of the people. So we don't see any anticipation that that will change in 2023. So essentially, whoever wins the ticket for APC, almost certain to be the next president of Nigeria. And that decision on who gets to be the next president of Nigeria lies largely in the hands of 7,800 people. APC primaries, Tinubu, Osinbajo, AMAECHI'S, others scramble for 7,800 delegates. So quite what is in play there and what permutations have been proposed, we'll find out just shortly. So Tinubu, AMAECHI'S, and Osinbajo and others is what the headline said. But amongst the others, this name almost certain to join in. Ngige joins presidential race. So, of course, that's a call for Eastern president. It opens the window for a lot of Easterners with name recognition to at least chance their hand. And this guy, of course, not want to let an opportunity pass him by. Quickly he moves. Ngige joins presidential race. So quite what is in play there, we'll find out shortly. Still with the presidency, of course, Osinbajo 2023. Osinbajo will end Nigeria's insecurity, boost economy, Igbo youth drum support. So the choice of the East, Osinbajo it seems to be, but the East certainly not the choice of everybody. 2023, I cannot trust any Igbo man as president. No Nigerian will vote for them. The controversial senior monarch within Yoruba land, Oluwo of Iwo, of course, the Amugbo king of Iwo land. He's the one speaking to space. 2023, I can't trust any Igbo man as president. No Nigerian will vote for them. A headline attributed to a paramount king in Yoruba land, Oluwo of Iwo. So he doesn't want an Igbo man, but this guy certainly the last thing heaven should fall before AMAECHI becomes president. AMAECHI is the worst of the worst in the 2023 presidential race. He never holds his horses. He never pulls back. ASARI, DOKUBO, of course, are no prizes for guessing. So there it is right there, the verdict, at least from the Creeks on ASARI, on Rotimi AMAECHI. Their lead person speaks. AMAECHI is the worst of the worst in the 2023 presidential race, a headline attributed to ASARI, DOKUBO. So there it is right there. That is the menu. So lean back, kick back, take it easy, ease yourself into the session, do the right things by clicking on the like and subscribe button. And as you are going about clicking on the like and subscribe button, let us come in still from the East as we partake in another Python dance.
Oh, you do IGBO. Oh, Mary, oh, Nindizu. Oh, Leoya. Abakare. Mama Daora. Olabori Mary Nandi. Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2. Now Python dance 3. Olabori Mary Nandi. Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2. Now Python dance 3. Olabori Mary Nandi. Nandi bu onye du IGBO. O Mary Nindizu. Leoya. Abakare. Mama Daora. Olabori Mary Nandi. Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Oluwo Imeri Nnamdi. Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Oluwo Imeri Nnamdi. Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Oluwo Imeri Nnamdi. Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Oluwo Imeri Nnamdi. Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Oluwo Imeri Nnamdi.
And there it is right there. Voices from the East. Nnamdi wins the war. So Nnamdi wins the war. As guys, I bring you this. APC primaries. Tinubu, Osinbajo, AMAECHI'S, others scramble for 7,800 delegates. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, the party's national leader Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amaechi, and others are to battle for 7,000. Okay, let me actually start it from here. Presidential aspirants of the All Progressive Congress APC, amongst them Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, the party national leader Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amaechi, and others are to battle for 7,800 delegates to grab the party's ticket for the 2023 general elections. Aside from the trio, 5 other aspirants, Governor David Umahi of Ebonyi State, Yahaya Bello of Kogi State, business tycoon Benga Olawepo Hashim, a former governor of Imo State, Rochas Okorocha, and Ihe Chukwu Dallas Chima have indicated interest in the race. The Ekiti State Governor Kayode Fayemi is set to declare after the Ramadan fast, as he has begun consultation ahead of his declaration. Also, a former governor of Ogun State, Ibikunle Amosun, is planning to declare for the race. The party had reportedly fixed May the 30th and 31st for the conduct of its presidential primary election, where one of the aspirants will be elected to fly its flag for the 2023 elections. Article 20 of the APC Constitution, as amended this year, provided for the selection of candidates through consensus, direct or indirect primaries. In December 2014, President Buhari emerged as the candidate of the party through indirect primaries conducted in Lagos. He polled 3,430 votes to defeat the then Kano State Governor Rabiu Kwakwanso, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, Rochas Okorocha. Actually, let me give you their figures just so we have the full figures in play. He polled 3,430 votes to defeat the then Kano State Governor Rabiu Kwakwanso with 974 votes. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, 954 votes. Rochas Okorocha, 624 votes. And the late Sam Nda Isai, who had 10 votes. However, in 2018, while seeking his second term, the president emerged through direct primaries with all the members of the party in the 774 local government areas of the country participating in the exercise. In October of the same year, the election was affirmed at the primaries held in Abuja. Credible sources in the presidency said moves by the two aspirants, stakeholders rule out consensus option. Credible sources in the presidency said the moves by the two aspirants and their supporters for the party's candidate to emerge through consensus have been rejected. A source around the president said that though nobody could read the president's body language as to his preferred aspirant, he has told contenders that they should woo the delegates ahead of the primaries. I think the issue of the consensus has been put aside. The aspirants have been advised to woo delegates ahead of the convention. For us to win the general election, we have to carry all members of the party along in the selection of our flag bearer, he said. Asked which mode would be adopted, he said, the preference now is indirect. Recall that the president, whilst rejecting the Electoral Act, raised issues on direct primaries, saying it is cumbersome and expensive. Yes, he used to like it, but now his preference is indirect. The national chairman of the party, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, had recently said the party would pick either of the three options, direct, indirect, or consensus, to conduct its primaries. The composition of the delegates, according to a document seen and analyzed by correspondents, included the national chairman, one member of the NEC from each state, serving and past presidents and vice presidents, serving and past governors and deputies, serving and past lawmakers, federal and state, past speakers, deputies, and principal officers of the state houses of assembly, and past members of the National Working Committee. Others are members of the State Working Committee. Each state has 17 local government chairmen and secretaries, 3 national delegates from each of the 774 local government areas, an elected chairman. New Electoral Act may alter configuration. The controversy of Section 8412 of the newly amended Electoral Act is gathering momentum. The section states that no political appointees at any level shall be a voting delegate or be voted for at the convention or congress of any political party for the nomination of candidates for any election. Whilst many states have asked their appointees to resign, ministers, including AMAECHI and others, who have indicated interest in contesting election, are yet to leave. A document obtained from the party leaders shows that a total 7,800 delegates are going to participate in the selection of the presidential candidates of the ruling APC. An analysis of the list of delegates showed that the Northwest geopolitical zone, regarded as, so let me take these 2 paragraphs again. A document obtained from the party leaders showed that a total of 7,800 delegates are going to participate in the selection of the presidential candidate of the ruling APC. An analysis of the list of the delegates shows that the Northwest geopolitical zone, regarded as the vote bank of the APC, topped the chart with 1,924. 6 out of the 7 states in the zone are being governed by APC. Sokoto is the lone PDP state in the state. Coming second is the Southwest geopolitical zone, where Tinubu, Osinbajo, Fayemi, and Amosun hails from. The zone has 1,568 delegates. Oyo is the lone PDP state in the region. The review of the document revealed that the North Central came third with 1,278 delegates. The Kogi State Governor, Yahaya Bello, hails from the geopolitical zone. 5 out of the 6 states are APC states, as only Benue is being governed by PDP in North Central. Northeast comes fourth with 1,212 delegates. 3 of the 6 states of the geopolitical zone, Adamawa, Bauchi, and Taraba, are of the PDP, with 927 delegates. South-South, where AMAECHI hails from, comes 5th. 5 of the 6 states in the oil-rich zone are of the PDP, making it penetrable to all aspirants. The geopolitical zone with the least delegates is the Southeast, with 838 delegates. Of the 5 states in the zone, APC and PDP have 2 each, whilst the All Progressive Grand Alliance APGA has 1. Anambra, correspondents report that 53 delegates are going to come from the Federal Capital Territory. Of the 36 states in the country, the ruling APC controls 22, PDP 13, and APGA 1. Correspondents report that the aspirants, their foot soldiers, and supporters are already lobbying governors and other stakeholders for support. This is because governors will play a key role in determining the direction in which the delegates of their states will vote. This has been the tradition since the country returned to civilian rule in 1999. Observers believe that the numerical strength of the regions in respect to delegates, as well as the states therein, would play a key role in determining who gets what amongst the various contenders. Whilst the position of some of the APC governors in respect to the presidential aspirants is clear, findings revealed that most of the contenders are pushing hard through other channels to get the buy-in of delegates and other stakeholders. Correspondents report that in states where the APC is an opposition, like Bauchi, Benue, Sokoto, and 11 others, the leaders of the party are being wooed by aspirants to get their votes. Kano tops the chart with 465 delegates, then Katsina with 384, Borno 324, Osun 308. So quite why Osun has more delegates than Lagos. Lagos 304, Oyo 292, Jigawa 266, Niger 251, Ogun 248, and Nasarawa 245 delegates. Further breakdown of the delegates showed that Abia has 154, Adamawa 184, Akwa Ibom 165, Anambra 163 rather, Bauchi 202, Bayelsa 76, Benue 180, Cross River 194, Delta 170, Ebonyi 154, Edo 168, Ekiti 216, Enugu 131, Gombe 134, Imo 236, Kaduna 234, and Kebbi 213. Others are, and then it goes on to give us the breakdown. Yes, let me just give you the fullness of it. Others are Kogi 222, Kwara 195, Ondo 200, Plateau 185, Rivers 151, Sokoto 193, Taraba 146, Yobe 222, Zamfara 169, and the FCT 53. So the odds favor Tinubu. An analysis of the document and sources revealed that the odds favor the former Lagos State governor if indirect primary mode is adopted. We have the full support of the key states where most of the delegates are going to come from, including Kano, Katsina, Borno, Lagos, Osun, Niger, and Kwara states. We are good to go, one of the sources said. It was, however, gathered that the main challenge that may weigh down Tinubu's aspiration is the issue of running mate. As a Muslim from the Southwest, it is expected that he would pick his running mate from the Christian community in the North, another source said. But there are calls on him to look for his deputy from the core North and beyond that, and he should pick a Muslim. I don't know if this will work because the advocates of this move are citing the Abiola Ngige ticket in the 1990s. However, things have now changed, and the implication of the first option is that in the event the PDP picks its flag bearer from the north and the running mate from the south, they would give the APC a run for their money. But a leader of the Osinbajo team said they have secured the backings of 5 state governors and therefore are unperturbed by the confidence in the Tinubu camp. More governors would fall in when we get the endorsement of the president, he said. For AMAECHI'S, sources said he is hopeful most of the people they defected to the APC together from the PDP ahead of the 2015 election would work with him. Sources around Osinbajo and Minister AMAECHI said besides their personal efforts of reaching out to delegates across the regions, they are also banking on the president's endorsement to actualize their ambition. Though the duo has commenced campaigns to woo delegates and other stakeholders of the party, one of the leaders in AMAECHI'S campaign team told correspondents that they are of the belief that the former Rivers State governor is the president's candidate. Like the case of our national chairman, the president will endorse AMAECHI before the primaries. Our presidential candidate will emerge through consensus. The president's endorsement will be ratified during the primaries, he told correspondents. However, when his attention was drawn to the push by the camp of Tinubu, he said, if the consensus arrangement fails, then we will slug it out at the primaries venue. The delegates are Nigerians, and our selling point is experience. He's young and healthy, and this can be attested to by all. He was a lawmaker, governor, and now a minister. This is unlike the aspirant that believes it is his turn to become the president. God is the kingmaker and not him. Recalling the president's statement on how age hindered his performance, the AMAECHI lead foot soldier said, Nigerians cannot afford to have an aged person as their leader. Similarly, the promoter of Osinbajo's aspiration are also waiting for the president's endorsement. Villa sources said the delay in the declaration of the vice president until last week was a result of lack of clarity in Buhari's body language on the number 2 citizen's ambition. One of them said the president will soon throw his weight behind the aspiration of Osinbajo, saying the president has been very impressed with his conduct and commitment to his administration. Forget the glooming picture that mischief makers are painting. The president is in support of the vice president's ambition. It is just a matter of time. Everyone will fall in, he said. Issues involving the party's primary will dominate Wednesday's National Executive Council meeting of the party. Party sources told correspondents that a draft timetable designed by the working NWC, National Working Committee, for the primaries will be debated and approved at the NEC meeting. It was further gathered that the mode to be adopted for the party's primaries would also be discussed and adopted. The National Secretary of the party, Senator Iyiola Omishore, had on Sunday placed an advertorial in newspapers inviting NEC members to Wednesday meeting. So to Wednesday's meeting. So there it is right there. The machinations and the permutations of APC. It is still non-declarer, even though we've gone through a good 15 minutes of a read, 20 minutes even. Ngige joins presidential race. Minister of Labour and Employment, Senator Chris Ngige, has joined the race for the presidential seat. His media office stated on Sunday that the minister had been consulting stakeholders in his All Progressive Congress APC party, as well as stalwarts of the opposition political parties. He is scheduled to publicly declare his intention on April the 19th, the media office stated. It added that Ngige gave his explanation for consulting opposition political parties when he addressed his supporters at AMAECHI'S, a border town in Enugu State, after visiting Governor Ifeanyi. The media office stated also that Ngige's standpoint was informed by his belief that his aspiration had a cross-party appeal. I visited Enugu State Governor as part of my nationwide consultation. Even though he's in the PDP, he's an Igbo man. He is a very realistic, discerning person. Don't forget also that Enugu is the capital of the former Eastern region, and you know that respect is reciprocal. Over the week, I also consulted some other Nigerians not allied to any political party. Therefore, I had to consult the Enugu State governor over my intention to contest and seek his views too. He told me to kick the ball into the net. So this journey is not for APC members only. Our brothers in the PDP are easily agreed that I tower above some of the persons aspiring to the position in their party. I have no fear whatsoever. I am equal to the task. Even our brothers in the All Progressive Grand Alliance ABGA will join us in the task ahead. Ngige was quoted as saying, the minister also said that his antecedent stewardship as a civil servant, governor, senator, and minister stood him apart. What we did in Anambra in 34 months, those who did 8 years have not done them. I did 34 months during which I laid the foundation for the new Anambra. I didn't just lay the foundation, I also took the house beyond the lintel level. I built schools, returned schools to missions, rescued Odumegu Ojukwu University from the status of a glorified secondary school, built infrastructures there, and secured accreditation for 15 courses, including law and medicine. I rehabilitated and upgraded our general hospitals, including Enugu, Oku, Onitsha, and Amaku in Akwa, and restructured the state civil service, and also introduced examination as a basis for promotion. I built more than 500 kilometers of road across all senatorial zones that are still standing today. I also inherited 42 billion naira debt when I assumed office. I didn't talk about it. I put my hands on the plow and started working and cleared arrears of pensions and salaries, amongst others. Ngige was also quoted as saying, Ngige added that he had an advantage of being part of this government and part of the 7th Assembly. I am well equipped for the job, he stressed. I plan to re-engineer Nigeria the way I re-engineered Anambra. April the 19th is the date. Let all roads lead to a law where the matter will be laid to rest. Ngige quipped. So there it is right there, another runner and rider. But who does that cut into is really the question. So who does that cut into? That is really what we want to find out. Whose vote is it going to take from? But somebody that is not especially impressed by anything that Ngige has to say, 2023, I cannot trust any Igbo man as president. No Nigerian will vote for them. The Oluwo of Iwo. The Oluwo of Iwo, Oba Abdulrasheed Adewale Akanbi, has declared that he can The Oluwo of Iwo, Oba Abdulrasheed Adewale Akanbi, has declared that he cannot trust any Southeasterner to be the president of Nigeria. Correspondents report that his stand is coming at a time the Southeast is demanding for a Nigerian president of Igbo extraction on the basis of equality. He noted that the sit-at-home order issued by the members of the Eastern Security Network ESN was not only inimical to their survival, but also to the growth of the nation. Oba Abdul Rashid also advocated for a rethink by the Southeasterners to their approach. The monarch held that no Nigerian will feel secured in the hands of a leader whose ethnic attachment deprived other Nigerians their rights. In a statement through Ali Ibrahim, his chief press secretary, the Oluwo stated that the failure of the Southeasterners to change their approach will amount to chasing shadows on their political journey of producing Nigeria's president. Whilst acknowledging the damage done to the Igbos by the Nigerian Civil War, he enjoined the Southeasterners to rescind on their attitude of barring people from other parts of the country from owning properties in their domain. He insisted that the policy was not only detrimental to their political strength, but also a deficit to the economic unity of Nigeria. According to him, the Civil War wounds meted on Southeasterners is a weak factor to institutionalize policies capable of tearing the nation apart. I have people from across Nigeria in Iwo, including the Southeasterners. They do not only have their businesses, but also built their houses and own farmlands. Such is not only peculiar to Iwo, but to other parts of the country, except the Southeast. A Nigerian in Nigeria should be able to own land anywhere. The style by the Southeasterners is barbaric. Such is not the style by the Southeasterners is barbaric. Such is not only detrimental to their economic viability, but also to their political recognition. As a traditional ruler, I cannot trust any Southeasterner as my president. You can't be a leader on sectional interest. With such unsophisticated, primitive, and uncivilizing thinking, no Nigerian from other zones will vote a Southeasterner as their president. So that is the Oluwo of Iwo's take on the Eastern's ambition to become the next Nigerian president. So that there he is. You may not like the wordings, but the sentiment is widely held. And I think a lot of people, not too many people will disagree that that is a widely held sentiment. So let me read this as the last readout, and then I'll see if there's anybody in there. Otherwise, to just shut it down. AMAECHI is the worst of the worst. The AMAECHI is the worst of the worst in the 2023 presidential race. ASARI, DOKUBO. Former militant leader of the Niger Delta Volunteer Force, ASARI DOKUBO, says Minister of Transportation Rotimi AMAECHI is the worst of the worst in the race for the 2023 presidency. DOKUBO took a swipe at the former Rivers State governor and 2023 presidential aspirant on his Facebook page on Sunday. DOKUBO, who took a swipe at the former Rivers State governor and 2023 presidential aspirant on his Facebook page on Sunday, said of all the aspirants who have made their intentions known, AMAECHI remains the worst in terms of leadership qualities. The ex-militant added that if AMAECHI was to be taken seriously, he would have resigned his position as the transportation minister following the March 28 attack on an Abuja-Kaduna train by terrorists in Kaduna State, where 8 persons were confirmed dead and several others abducted. AMAECHI is one of the worst of the worst. He is so shameful. That Amechi is still in government is very shameful, DOKUBO said on Facebook Live. Why would an Amechi have the effrontery to say he wants to be the president of Nigeria? In any sane climb, Amechi would have resigned from the government, but he's there. The other day, I saw him using government property to campaign with Nigeria Railway Corporation vehicle. Amechi is managing the greatest debt burden in Africa. That debt burden is on us. It is depleting our foreign exchange. And he told us the train are light rail, but the train stopped on the way. They are using diesel. Amechi has been lying to us. Above all, Abuja Kaduna train was attacked. As we are talking, over 100 people are missing. Instead of the minister to be taking responsibility and resign from this government, he was saying he was going to propose a surveillance system. So there it is right there. There's not much of those reasonings that you can argue with, just totally useless, Rotimi Amechi. Chief Akwelua, I see you. Ajanle Koko, I see you. And Charlie Boy, I see you. Okay, let me come to you first, Charlie Boy, then, since you always insist. So let me come to you first, Charlie Boy, and ask you then what you are making of Chris Ngige's intentions of becoming the next president of Nigeria.
I think all these people come with president.
You would need to speak up, though.
Yeah, I think all these people who want to become president, they could become president, but here's the truth that a lot of them are not gonna win. Only the powerful people is gonna
win. I can barely make out what you need
only
to
the
speak.
Powerful people are gonna win this election, like Tinubu or Atiku or those type of people. Those people to sit down, where I see it.
So is he wasting his time then?
Because Nigeria people are not waiting for change. They're too lazy. They're not waiting for change.
But is one of yours though? Is one of your Eastern brothers surely?
He's the Eastern guy. Oh
yeah. Look at that. So he should not sit down anymore. Avi. Look at this guy. Should he still sit down? The Anambra man.
He's not going to win since the Yoruba guy just said that no Nigeria for the Igbo guy. The Yoruba guy to no Nigeria will ever vote the Igbo guy. And if that's the case,
what are you making of the reasons why he said that? Because he did give reasons, but what are you making of those reasons?
I think the reason he said that he's the truth. I said last time that if the Igbo guy voted, no Nigeria will ever vote the Igbo guy. I keep saying this, and you guys, I think he basically saying no Igbo guy will vote Nigeria. It doesn't matter if the APC or PDP people they not vote for because they hate the Igbos. So they don't want to vote them. They want that after they don't want. Basically, Nigeria, no one hate the Igbo. That's why. I think that's the reason why there's people in the Niger Delta region, the eastern Nigeria Shekis are probably mad because they're like, hey, since these people are sitting over, then why should we in this country if we don't feel like we're like? Even I want to argue yesterday, but the EJ people, the Jaw people are mad because the North are taking all the oil and destroying their land. You see? So I think that you need to find a way. You need to find a way to make the Jaw people, the Igbos and the Shekis, the Niger Delta region, those regions be happy to find a way because if we keep going like this, it'll be a big trouble for Nigeria. Because when you push people to the wall, then it's gonna explode.
But Charles, even the people of the creeks, they are fighting amongst themselves. ASARI DOKUBO now telling us that ASARI DOKUBO now telling us that Rotimi Amechi is the worst of the worst. So he, a man of the creeks, Rotimi Amechi is somewhat creekish. So, but then of course they continue to cannibalize themselves.
Yeah, but I think I just watched an article yesterday about the Jaw people angry because they feel like the Jaw people like they don't let the people, don't let the Jaw candidate to become president. The Jaw people angry too because they feel like they've been deprived too. So I get their pain because I get why they're angry because basically those people came to do the oil and our land are polluted. You see, that's the issue in Nigeria. That's the issue. I'm seeing a problem in Nigeria. That's why there's no unity. If you want unity to happen, you must find a way to make the Jaw people, the Igbo, the Shekiri, the Nigeria all this Niger Delta region be happy. We want to find a way. Because if the way we're going, there's going to be a big problem. It's better to fix it now before it hit. Eventually, I keep saying, if you hit people to the wall, it's going to explode. This is the warning signs that I'm saying Nigeria must fix it now before it's too late.
All right, thank you, Charles. So, Charles, stay with us. Let's go to Ajan Lekoko and take his commentaries on the Oluwo of Iwo. So, the easy response to the Oluwo of Iwo is to make populist clap backs at him to say he should shut up, he's an amugo, etc. We know all that, but what he is saying is, I can't trust an Igbo man as president. No Nigerian will vote for them. This is the Oluwo of Iwo speaking. But then when he's saying no Nigerian will vote for them, of course, the Easterners will vote for their own. But this is what he's saying. It says the civil war wounds meted on the Southeasterners is a weak factor to institutionalize politics capable of tearing the country apart. I have people from across Nigeria in Iwo, including Southeasterners. They do not only have their businesses, but also build their houses and own farms. Such is not only peculiar to Iwo, but other parts of the country, except in the southeast. A Nigerian in Nigeria should be able to own land anywhere. The style by the Southeasterners is barbaric. This is not such is not only detrimental to their economic viability, but also to their political recognition. As a traditional ruler, I cannot trust a Southeasterner as my president. You can't be a leader on sectional interest. With such unsophisticated, primitive, and uncivilized thinking, no Nigerian from other zones will vote a Southeasterner as their president. So he was quite detailed in his assertion, and a lot of what he's saying, it rhymes with what a lot of people actually hold as views of the East. His chief press secretary, the Oluwo, stated that the failure of the Southeasterner to change their approach will amount to chasing shadows in their political journey of producing Nigeria's president. Whilst acknowledging the damage done to the Igbos by the Nigerian Civil War, he enjoined the Southeasterners to rescind on their attitude of barring people from other parts of the country from owning properties in their domain. He insisted that the policy was not only detrimental to their political strength, but also a deficit to the economic unity of Nigeria. So on and on it goes. What are you making of what the Oluwo has to say, Ajanle Koko?
I think that statement is a irresponsible statement. He, as a king, he should be making a statement that can unite people, not a divisive statement. He is a king, and as such, is not expected to be making political statement or telling some part of the country that they are not qualified for presidency or, stuff like that. It's a very, very wrong statement, and it should be condemned for making that statement. It's a highly irresponsible statement, and we should not tolerate this at all. It's highly responsible, and kings are not expected to be making political statement.
But the Oluwo is not a conventional monarch, and we know that he shoots from the hips, oftentimes misfiring. But has he misfired this time around, is the question.
Oh, he misfired big time. He misfired this time around again. That's he has done in the past. It's not a good statement at all. It's a very prominent chief, king in Yoruba land, and he should not bring I mean, what do you call it? He should not bring insulting statements from the East against the Yoruba people or against our monarch. Because if the people from the East will respond now, they might not attack only him. They might go further than that, attack all our king and, you know, and horse and people as well. So it should just stay out of politics. Every king or traditional leaders across the country, they're not supposed to.
But we are often critical that the monarchs are not coming out for Yoruba Nation.
Yoruba Nation is a different. The agitation for Yoruba Nation is a different ball game entirely. Is why they were calling on them to make statement is to condemn the killing of their people in their villages and towns, as we have seen done by criminal herdsmen, you know, Fulani criminal herdsmen. So that is why people were calling on them. They are not specifically calling on them to come and declare support for Yoruba Nation, but at least make a categorical statement to condemn the killing and put a strong weight on the government to secure their territory. So that is what they are majorly calling them to do, calling on them to do, and not just sit down there and be looking like see if nothing is happening, you know, against their people. So, but for a king to say one part of the country is a joke, it's not the time for them for presidency, and this is what they need to be doing. Is a king? He should look for a better way to unite the people and not to divide people against each other. So we don't want him to continue making this irresponsible statement that could attract, you know, insulting statement from the East against Yoruba people or the kingdom of Yoruba land. So you should just stop it. And I think some leaders will be bold enough to let him know that that statement is completely irresponsible and he has to stop it. I hope some politician can make statement, and I believe some politician will make statement to in Yoruba land to you know to tell him to stop such irresponsible statement. So that's the way I see it, woman.
All right, thank you. So from all the indications, it looks as though it's an indirect primaries that is going to be the option for the choice of the APC. So the fate of the country essentially lies in the hands of 7,800 delegates. So the permutations are now already in play. The dollar bags are already stacked up, and all the key players already been, you know, sent notices to send their bank accounts. So this thing being adopted by the APC, the indications are that this is how they're going to go. So is it a good option, one, and who do you think it favors to?
Well, I believe the constitution of their party allow for direct, indirect vote to nominate their candidate, presidential candidate. So I believe indirect vote, they believe can be more manageable than direct. Direct vote could be more rowdy across the country, could be more fight, there could be killing and stuff like that. But indirect by delegate could be easily managed, and as long as they can create a level playing field, so they can be easily managed, and less rancor, less violence and stuff like that. So right now, who is going to favor the highest bidder? That is the way it works. When it comes to presidential race, whoever that have the biggest money and whoever that have political structure within the party across the country, that is the person that we carry the day. And in the case of APC, I want to believe that the president has a very strong and leading role to play in the nomination of the candidate, because if the president finally go for one person among them, he will put a very strong weight behind that person in terms of resources, financial resources. He have leverage over the governors, and I believe, and the leadership of the party at the national level as well, we want to work with the president and his candidate, and whoever the president put his weight behind, I want to believe will be the candidate of the party. So
should Buhari just stay out of it and let them fight it out?
That will have been the best thing to do. But in most cases, Nigerian leaders doesn't like to be outside power, even though when they are no more in power, they still want to have somebody in power that could act their boy. Now they could sit behind Godfather. That is where they enjoy the power of Godfatherism. So they don't do it because they believe that if they should allow just anybody to have it without putting a strong weight behind, that will definitely kill their political machine within the party. And they don't like their political machine to be killed. They still want to continue to oil that political party. They still want to like that political machine to dominate the affairs of the party in the interest of his own political group. So they don't do it in Nigeria. President will have to go. We will surely go behind one of them so that it can continue controlling both the party and still have influence in the government after leaving the office. So that is the way it works, one man. But it would have been better if they can just stay out of it and said, okay, I am behind everybody. So just go
and who do you think the indirect process will favor?
Look, one man, the way I'm looking at it, I want to believe that if we have stronger confidence in Osinbajo, because as his vice, they worked together for 8 years. Osinbajo has been very cooperative.
So Osinbajo's whole ambition is hinged because from what the analyst was saying, the analysis was that the indirect process will still favor Tinubu because he has deeper, long-standing affiliates and structures in politics. So that favors him. But what Osinbajo and AMAECHI are predicating the totality of their ambition on is Buhari's endorsement. So he can only endorse one person. So as soon as he says he endorses one person, then the ones that are building all their processes on his endorsement, they have to cave in. So them being either Tinubu versus Osinbajo or Tinubu versus AMAECHI.
Yes, between two of them, I don't know who is going to go for. Sorry. My own speculation is this. I'm speculating that Osinbajo will be the most favored. I might be wrong at the end of the day. They might not support us.
You may be right, but it is a curiosity that Rotimi AMAECHI would declare an ambition, because he has nothing at all in terms of a structure in politics, really, if you compare him to the people he's coming up against. And he knows his political strength. So why is he running? He has only to be running on assurances, nothing else, not because he believes he can defeat the players, but because he has assurances. So who would have assured him to run?
He might not have assurances from anywhere. He might just want to run so that he can have his name registered as one of the presidential candidates. And if APC wins again, he can use that as a bargaining chip to secure another appointment. So, but the Ekiti governor, Fayose, that is contesting, what structure does he have?
Fayemi, you mean?
Is Fayemi in the race now?
No. You said Fayose. Yeah, he's
yeah,
PDP.
I'm talking
He's
about
PDP.
the PDP. Yeah, I'm talking about PDP. On the side of PDP, Fayose is there. Which structure?
Well, he has to mark infrastructure.
So, Peter Obi, what structure does he have?
Peter Obi has structures by affiliation. So he has people who have structure, and then he has also a regional base.
Well, let's see. So, but what I'm saying, AMAECHI, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know if the president is behind him, but by my own speculation, when two people work in the office together, they are more connected than any other person outside that office. So on that basis, I'm looking at Buhari and Osinbajo more connected than other aspirants in this race, because they've been there together for 8 years. They have worked things together. They know things better, how it run in the government better than any other person, intelligence-wise, everything. So they know it, and on the basis of that, Osinbajo is more prepared to hit the ground rolling from day one. When he assumed office, it's not going to be on the job training president the moment he assumed office as the president, because he's just going to continue what is on the ground, and he knows how everything runs within that office. He knows who is who, he knows what is where, and he can continue right immediately without any obstruction or any confusion from anywhere. So I am speculating. My speculation could, at the end of the day, might be wrong, but I'm looking at Osinbajo as the most favored person among them by Buhari. And if Buhari put his weight behind him or AMAECHI, I guarantee you one man, that is the person that is going to secure the ticket. The structure that
Tinubu, I think Buhari is going to wait till no sooner than 2 days before the thing, and then he will just say, okay, this is the person that But it's going to be messy. I think it would have been better if he just said it immediately. And then whoever wants to pack their bags and go home can pack their bags and go home. And then whoever wants to slug it out can slug it out. It shouldn't wait till the last minute because it's just going to cause chaos at that convention.
It might not be totally like 2 days. It might be like some weeks, like maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah, we only have 6 weeks left. So
6 weeks, yeah.
So
I think you mentioned. I think we treated.
It said that it would do it just before, which tells you that a matter of days rather than weeks.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. It's a matter of days. But let me tell you, it's gonna be like 2 weeks prior to that primary date. That is when everybody will know where the pendulum is going to swing to. So
because the Osinbajo and AMAECHI'S certainly all of their thing is just Buhari's endorsement. Otherwise, they have nothing.
Yes, it's between two of them. So
more so AMAECHI, Osinbajo can still present AMAECHI just totally useless without Buhari's endorsement.
Yeah. So I believe that is Osinbajo that could be the person that is going to support, because Osinbajo does not have anything. AMAECHI still have a little structure. Osinbajo does not have nothing.
So even as the vice president, is still more a technocrat than a politician.
He doesn't have nothing. He doesn't have no structure. He doesn't have no political base at all. He have nothing. His political base is Tinubu. So he have nothing. So for him to jump into it without some strong power behind him, particularly Mr. President, I think that would be so how do I describe it? That'd be so irresponsible to do when you don't have the back and you don't have political structure anywhere, and without the backing of the president, and you jumping into it. That'd be so, because what appointment is he looking for after this? No, he doesn't look for. I mean, he's the second most powerful person in Nigeria. So if he loses, and what else? But AMAECHI can still. I mean, if AMAECHI doesn't get the ticket, and the party wins, it can still get appointment somewhere. It can still negotiate for one kind of appointment or the other. But what kind of appointment is Osinbajo going to negotiate for? It doesn't have any. There's nothing. In fact,
a vice presidency is somewhat like a political death sentence, isn't it? Because after that, there's nowhere else for you to go.
There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go if you don't get the presidency. After that, nowhere else to go. So for him to just jump into it without a strong backing of the president, I mean, it's just. That'd be so irresponsible, and a political suicide, political miscalculation on the side. So I think it could be the person, but we have to wait and see, because I know, but 2 weeks to the time, the president will come out, support one person, because that time everybody will be preparing to go to the delegate convention. By that time, they were able to do their head count and how they're going to house the delegate they are taken to the convention. You understand what I'm saying? So by that time, 2 weeks to the time, they are expected to have, get all the candidates on their side right, get them ready, and move them to the hotel where they're going to lodge, well monitored, well secured. They are like gold. They're like gold. Delegates are going to be like gold. They are going to be monitored They are going to be. It's going to be like they're going to imprison them, because by that time they don't want them to flip from one place to the other. So they're going to have a kind of like a camp. They will take them to the hotel. They'll be monitored. They'll be kept, and they will be moved to the venue of primary. So the president will come out like 2 weeks before the time, and he will declare whoever is supporting, and then all the arrangement will be made, to organize and then take all the delegates to a safe place and onward to the venue of the election. So we have to keep watching and see what the president is going to do. His choice, we get it. That's the way I know it will work out. So Tinubu might have the structure, might have the connection with the governors and whatsoever now. But when the president come out strongly, forcefully against his interests, the president's interest will prevail. That is sure, because he has everything, every resources to deploy to achieve this. He have the money more than anybody.
So if he drops Tinubu, how are they going to persuade him to still stay on board?
No, he's not going to drop him. He's just going to, they will go to the delegate. They will go to the.
No, if he endorses somebody, then that means he's dropping Tinubu now.
Oh yeah, okay, yes, you are right. So if he endorses somebody,
so how are they going to persuade them to still stay on board?
Oh well, they will have a way to say it. They will have a way to.
Sorry, Ajane Koko. If you are saying whoever the president supports is whoever will get the ticket, does that mean okay, everybody else, all the other governors will just switch their vote and vote for the person? Or do you think they can actually gang against the president himself?
Because I was thinking what you were thinking as Ajane Koko was speaking, because they have to make the calculation
votes,
that Buhari is on the way, he's an old man, he's on the way out,
So I don't really, I understand where you are coming from, but I don't think it will work that way. And that's how funny the politics in Nigeria is. I bet with you there is a lot of people that are not even happy with the president, and they would go with probably Tinubu or whoever else and go against the president. And I don't think anybody, and most of the people in that party, will actually look at, can AMAECHI win us this election? Regardless of whether the president has favored whoever, maybe Osinbajo or AMAECHI, people in the party, the other delegates, will look at who can win us election, because all of them are actually about their pocket and they want to still be in power. So most of them will look at it, and obviously it's just a one-time thing. If they see that, we can gather us, and they are all meeting even behind the president. You see, they are all meeting behind the president now. They can go and say, okay, let's give this guy will give us this, will give us that. We're sure AMAECHI will win election if we come to the general election. So I think most delegates will look at who can win them the election rather than who the president chooses, because even the president has failed the country, and it is only everybody knows within them that the people are not the main people that will even go and cast their votes are not happy with this regime, with the president himself. So they will look at more who can win us election rather than who the president chooses. That's how I say it.
You are talking like somebody in the West. You are talking. You are talking. Your position is. Your position. Sounds like a position of the way politics is played in the West.
No, I'm
in
speaking in the
Nigeria.
way politics is played in
Oh,
Nigeria, not even in the West.
let,
Because if
let,
it's in the West, even
let,
what you are saying won't count more. It's still the delegates. And
uh,
everybody, they won't look at, they will just think, okay, we think this is the proper person in the party. But in regards to Nigeria, people will look at everybody in that party, like the governors. Most of those governors are already doing their second term. They have nothing else to contest for. But they will look at, okay, who would we gain from? Who will win this election? If this person wins election, obviously we will still have probably ministerial appointments and nobody, no EFCC or anybody will be chasing us apart. So they would rather vote for that person that can win that election and already be behind that person from scratch rather than want to join later. That's
you see
how
what
I
I'm
see it,
saying?
and I think
What,
that's how Nigerian politics really, or even is far from how the West politics works. People
okay,
go with the person, the delegate will go with the person that can win election.
you know why I'm saying you are talking like your position is more like the way politics is played in the West. It's like is that those delegates in Nigeria, they don't care about who is going to win general election. All they care for is money. The leaders that
They
are
will
moving
make
them,
more money. Actually, they will make more money if their candidate win election. How much will they see within them delegating? They make more money while they are in government rather than what they will make when the election or they are trying to choose a candidate. People make more money when you are in power because they have stronghold. They can get contracts. They can change anything. They will get assets, land, everything. They have access to everything else. But now they don't really have. It's only a belly politician that make money at this time of the day when people are spreading money out to go and give this money, mobilize people. Those are the people that make money at this point in time. But the real politicians make money when they are in power, and that's why most of them will always choose who will win election for them.
let me tell you the way it works. It works the interest of the group that is going to the convention is what really matters most. The groups, the structure that have mobilized their group member to the convention, that is number one. Then number two is money. It's a money-making arrangement. So those delegates that are going, they are not going to go at their own expense. They are going to go at the expense of whoever they are voting for. They are the one going to responsible for their transportation. They are the one going to responsible for their accommodation. They are the one going to responsible for their food all the days they are going to be at the convention venue, the hotel they're going to lodge, and the money they're going to take back home. So what I'm telling you is that when Mr. President have the leverage, political leverage over anybody in that party, because of the way Nigerian political system is structured, particularly that party, APC, the president have power than any other person in that party. And if he comes out behind anybody, believe me, what he's going to do, he will invite those governors before that day, we tell them this is what I want. This is the person that can do the job. And he will tell them the reason why is following, is getting behind that person. And remember, the executive leadership of the party at the national level, the chairman is his man, and a lot of other people are his people. They are the people that are going to organize that primary. So he have that leverage over other, and is going to use it to the fullest to make sure that his candidate become the nominee. So see, what is going on now is just looking at them, let them continue to play. He finally come out, he has the ticket, he has the joker against everybody. Remember, he's still going to be there for another 2 years. So he knows
who's going to be where for another 2 years.
2 years.
I mean, for another 1 year, rather. Sorry, next year is 2023. So he's going to be there till next year. So he still have that power that he can use against any one of them, anyone that doesn't want to follow his way, and they know that. And that is why they never push against this man for 7 years. They know that. That's why they are all cowed. That is why they are all, they can't, it's the emperor. The power that man occupies is not a small power.
Yes, I understand that, but
sorry, D. Let me just move Ajandle Koko on for reasons of time. Ajandle Koko, I'm going to move on to another topic, but I want you to just be very brief with this one, not a long extended response. But before I move you to, it's only so I can capture everybody else that's still on the platform. But before I move you to the next talking point, let me acknowledge some of the super chats that have come in. So Alexander Gomez, of course, you know, he speaks via that way. So he's speaking essentially to applaud your political sagacity, Ajandle Koko. He says, Ajandle Koko's professional analysis, as per Ajandle Koko's professional analysis, Amaechi will be the presidential candidate for the APC. Just imagine for a moment, Amaechi might be the next president. So yes, Amaechi could be the next president. It could be the presidential candidate for the APC, but under only one proviso, that is endorsed by Buhari. But if it's not endorsed by Buhari, it will end his campaign right there, I suspect, or he might play it all the way to the end to use his numbers to permutate. But really, it's just a single story candidature, you know, which is to say that Buhari's endorsement is the totality of his campaign, nothing else. He has nothing in terms of political structure. But Alexander Superchar's to comment, as per Ajandle Koko's professional analysis, Amaechi will be the will be the presidential candidate for the APC. Just imagine for a moment, Amaechi might be the next president. So a nincompoop president, you know, it's a docile president. Even worse than Buhari, I imagine he will be a nincompoop president. Alexander still with the super chat. Alexander still with the super chat. Osinbajo will make an amazing president, in my opinion. So a lot of people, they rhyme with that, they chime with that. I'm not one of them, though. That guy, after 7 years, he's still an unknown quantity, which in itself is quite disturbing. Plenty Water, who anytime he comes in, he always joins Alexander in the super chat, and he super chats to say, is it me, or is Osinbajo's or has Osinbajo's narrative shifted us from analyzing and dissecting the competence, good or bad, of the man Tinubu? So that's what is asking, that as Osinbajo already caught into the Tinubu space just by his announcement, is it me, or has Osinbajo's narrative shifted us from analyzing and dissecting the competence, good or bad, of the man Tinubu? So that is what Plenty Water says via super chat. So thank you for the super chats. Let me now take you from that space to this space. It gets even more complex. Ajandle Koko as Ngige to throw his heart into the ring as early as tomorrow. So this is it now. He's consulting, but he's consulting essentially under the IGBO banner, not even just the APC banner, the IGBO banner, because he has gone to, I think, Imo State to go and meet the PDP governor there to discuss his ambitions and to sound his opinions. And then, of course, he's going to declare within the APC, which is his party. So he's taking it on as an Igbo project. So he's gone to Enugu rather to discuss his ambitions. So he's taking it on as an Igbo project, wanting to tap into that it's our turn narrative, which Peter Obi alone straddles in that space at the moment. So what are you making then of Ngige's intentions and the strategy that he's deploying, Ajanle Koko?
Woma, where did you say he first went? You said
he went to Enugu State to go and discuss his plans with the governor there, Ifeanyi. The governor of Enugu State is a PDP governor, but so he's doing a cross-party consultation about his intentions, which is to tell you then that his intentions is wrapped around that it is our turn narrative that the East are pushing so hard. So he sees that place showing promise, and he wants to go into that space to battle it out with Peter Obi. So he wants to do the Igbo route to land his presidential ambitions with the APC.
That's a wrong strategy. He has taken a wrong step from the beginning. There's no way any PDP governor can help him now. That could work when it comes to general election, when he has secured the nomination of the party. But at this level, it's just better strategies like a person chasing the shadow. It cannot earn him anything. PDP cannot help him in any way right now. They need to work within the party, work within the leadership of the party to give him that support that can, facilitate the securing that ticket for him. So I don't know what strategy he's pursuing. It might be for this different reason why he went to see the governor. But if for his presidential ambition, I don't know how PDP governor will help him this time. PDP governor cannot attend what do you call it? They cannot attend APC primary. They can't have.
No, Adale Koko is straddling the Igbo space. Let me give you this paragraph so you can see where he's going. It says, this is a midway paragraph in the piece. It says, so this journey is not for APC members alone. Our brothers in the PDP are easily agreed that I tower above some of the persons aspiring to the position in their party. So it's an Igbo narrative to seize the Igbo space from Peter Obi, which will then give him sufficient enough strength to be a player within the APC.
Well, that governor cannot leave. If he's still in the PDP, there's nothing he can do to help him, except if that governor is planning to move to APC and Ngige is trying to play a role to move him to APC at this time. But asking for Igbo support, he needs to go and work within his party first before Igbo people will come and support him in general election if he secures the ticket of the party. At this time, there is nothing Igbo people can do for him. Any Igbo that can help him in his pursuit for this presidential ambition have to be Igbo in APC. He have to go and see Igbo in APC. All the Igbo leaders in APC are the ones that will back him, follow him down to the venue of the primary and vote for him. Not that Igbo man in PDP. So I don't know his strategy. Like I said, maybe that one is trying to move away from PDP, and possibly that one is the person that wants to finance his project, and he is trying to lure him to APC. That's why he's consulting with him. I don't know what is going on between them, but looking for Igbo support now. Igbo support cannot help you except those Igbo in APC that we, donate or give him their delegate in the primary, to vote for him. So I don't know his strategy. I don't understand. I believe he's just taking charge over that strategy as far as I'm concerned.
All right. Thank you, Ajanle Koko. So let me go on from you, Ajanle Koko. Let me go to DOG. I was going to go to Baba Kure, but I think he has left us. Let me go to DOG and have him comment on the Oluwo's position. Did you hear me read out the Oluwo narrative, DOG?
Not really. I just saw the headlines.
Okay. What he is saying essentially is that he cannot vote for. Okay. Let me see what. Let me give you bits that will give you a feel of what he's saying. So let me just give you midway paragraphs. Whilst acknowledging the damages, acknowledging the damage done to Igbos by the Nigerian Civil War, he enjoined the Southeasterners to rescind on their attitude of barring people from other parts of the country from owning properties in their domain. He insisted that the policy was not only detrimental to their political strength, but also a deficit to the economic unity of Nigeria. According to him, the Civil War wound meted on the Southeasterners is a weak factor to institutionalize policies capable of tearing the nation apart. I have people from across Nigeria in Iwo, including Southeasterners. They do not only have businesses, but also built their houses and own farms. Such is not only peculiar to Iwo, but to other parts of the country, except the Southeast. I have Nigerians a Nigerian in Nigeria should be able to own land anywhere. The style by the Southeasterners is barbaric. Such is not only detrimental to their economic viability, but also to their political recognition. As a traditional ruler, I cannot trust any Southeasterner as my president. You can't be a leader on sectional interest. With such unsophisticated, primitive, and uncivilized thinking, no Nigerian from other zones will vote a Southeasterner as their president. So the words are quite heavyweight and the tonality is somewhat extreme. The Oluwo of Iwo, Oba Abdulrasheed Akobi, has declared that he cannot trust a Southeasterner to be president of Nigeria. Correspondents report that his stand is coming at a time the Southeast is demanding for a Nigerian president of Igbo extraction on the basis of equality. He noted that the sit-at-home order issued by members of the Eastern Security Network was not only inimical to their survival, but also to the growth of the nation. Oba Abdul Rashid also advocated for a rethink by the Southeasterners to their approach. The monarch held that no Nigerian will feel secured in their hands. The monarch held that no Nigerian will feel secured in the hands of a leader whose ethnic attachment deprived other Nigerians of their rights. In a statement through Ali Ibrahim, his chief press secretary, the Oluwo, stated that the failure of the Southeasterners to change their approach will amount to chasing shadow on their political journey to produce a Nigeria's president. So you get the gist of what he's saying. So yeah, so that is what you are being invited to respond to.
Yeah, he has a point. Obviously, what he's saying is not new to us. Most people have that mindset of the Easterners, even though before he went into it, he first said, he has them living around him. Not like he have anything against them, but that mindset, their mindset is a bit damaged. And I think that's the idea. And when was it you or someone was talking about Peter Obi, it seems like the only Igbo that we can say doesn't really have that mindset of Igbo, our Igbo, we are demarginalized and all that. So Oluwo know what he's talking about, and I think everybody's a bit scared of what they could do if they get into power, which is why I think they've been sidelined and put aside when it comes to the politics of Nigeria. And that is why I have been saying this is a chance for them to throw themselves into that space very well, knowing that even 2023, they might not get the tickets to contest, maybe in Habga, maybe yes, but at least that can move them forward. And I think the Igbo for a Igbo to be a president in Nigeria has a lot to do with whoever will be the next president of that country. So it's now up to them. I think it's somebody that can come and cut the stronghold of the North. Once the stronghold of the North is being at least reduced, it gives Igbo more chances. And who is this person that can do that? Because if you look at it now, if Amaechi comes to power, he will still listen to the North, he will do what they want, he's dining with them, he's mingling with them because they think he needs them. So for me, I still see the only person, because we just need somebody that will come in, tackle insecurity, tackle anybody, do the restructuring, reduce the stronghold of the northerners on that political space of Nigeria, and make everything balanced and treat the Igbos well. And by the time all these AMAECHI, Peter Obi, all of them are already trained themselves into that space, I think they are now seeing clearly they need to do more. For a normal Igbo person that is not really a politician, as an Igbo, would think, oh, it's our turn. But I think the Igbo politicians themselves know they've not really done enough to have a stronghold and to be able to contest and win a ticket in any of these strong two parties for now. And I think that's why all of them now think, okay, let's put ourselves in there, let's throw ourselves in there. But for what the Oluwo is saying, he has a point. Everybody is scared because we know what the Igbos could do, because majority of them, the mindset is kind of funny. But if you say it, people get angry. But we know what we are talking about, because before you go, like if we even use the statistics on this platform, at least 50% of Igbos that has come with that mindset of Biafran. Only a few people have come with that natural mindset to say, okay, yes, they don't agree with this, they don't, but at least 50% has come with that mindset of Biafra. So how can we trust any of their leaders to handle that space now? But if the country has been restructured already, the president has cut the stronghold of the northern land, then yes, if they come into the space, we know they can't really mess about, and maybe the person that is liable, maybe people like Peter Obi that we think, yes, with the way he operates, it doesn't feel like somebody that is tribal as such, might actually get a chance too, because I want them to have a chance too. But I know it's not going to be 2023, but I like the way they are all training themselves into that space. Like they kind of are awake now, and I think they know they have to do more. And if they start working on it, and even themselves, they need to look at who is going to be the next president, because that will have a lot to do with how quicker they get the chance to rule the country.
All right, thank you, D. So, D, let me take you from that space to this space. This is ASARI DOKUBO, who never holds back in his opinion, and he lands it with a bang. AMAECHI is the worst of the worst in the 2023 presidential race. So this is ASARI DOKUBO, the man from the Creeks, their leader in the Creeks. And what he is saying is that this guy is just totally useless. That let me give you this paragraph. The ex-militant added that if AMAECHI was to be taken seriously, he would have resigned his position as the transportation minister following the March 28 attack on an Abuja-Kaduna train by terrorists in Kaduna State, where 8 persons were killed and several abducted. AMAECHI is one of the worst of the worst. It's so shameful. That AMAECHI is still in government is very shameful, DOKUBO said in the Facebook Live program. Why would an AMAECHI have the effrontery to say he wants to be president of Nigeria? In any sane climb, AMAECHI would have resigned from government, but he is there. The other day, I saw him using government property to campaign with the Nigerian Railway Corporation vehicle. AMAECHI is managing the greatest debt burden in Africa. That debt burden is on us. It is depleted our foreign reserves. And he told us the trains were light rail, but the trains stopped on the way. They are using this diesel. Amechi has been lying to us. So on and on it goes. So you see the tone. But it says, above all, Abuja Kaduna train was attacked. As we are talking now, over 100 people are missing. Instead of the minister to take responsibility and resign from government, he was saying he's going to propose a surveillance system. So it's just total lambasting of Rotimi Amechi, but he goes very frontal. But setting aside his tonality, what are you making of the substance of what he's actually saying?
He's very right, and that's the way I see it, and that's where I was coming from when I said I think the delegates, even if the president chooses Amechi, I think the delegates will know Amechi can't win them election, obviously. Even if Peter Obi, Amechi can't win over Wike itself, as Wike is as weak in that space and PDP. I don't think he can win presidential election because look at him. He has done a lot for the North. What has he even done for his people with his position? I can't see anything that he has done. He's done a lot for the North. He's done in Daura. They've even given him chieftaincy in the North. What chieftaincy have they given him in his own, with his own people, where he's from? Nothing. So that guy is just that guy is just Buhari's boy, and it would be a great mistake. And I know most of those governors don't want anything linked to Buhari back in government. That's why I'm saying even the president supporting somebody will reduce their strength with the way the delegates will go against them. Forget the president still has like few months to go. Whatever it does to them is going to leave, and everybody's going to like, whoever is the president will just help those people back. So they will just choose who they need to choose and forget, because I don't see Amechi as, I'm even surprised Amechi is coming, the name is coming out in that space of who wants to be president. For them, Peter Obi, I understand it. It's understandable. For somebody like Amechi, what has it done for his people with the position he is now? People died, people were missing, people were killed, and you came out. We're not even really talking about how that you didn't show that much of that empathy. You started talking about how you need 3 billion for surveillance, for this. You people should know you should tackle insecurity, most especially on that railway network, because you know that is where this banditry, this Boko Haram, everybody is operating. You know that is their route. So that should have come in place while the railway project was on already. So why now that people are dead, you're not even talking about that, but you want more money that you can embezzle to yourself? You're not talking about money. So I'm really with ASARI DOKUBO, what he has said. He has really broken it down purely, and it's just, I don't think these people have conscience, to be honest, because I don't see if Buhari is even supporting anybody. If he's supporting Amechi, everybody should stay at alert, because that's danger, and we've known him to be Buhari's boy ever since. So and we don't want to even fall back to that position. We want everything Buhari to go with this regime. Anything attached to him to be washed away. Let's have fresh air. I don't want Amechi to be president of Nigeria. So that means Buhari from Daura and the emir of Daura will still be telling him what to do. So we are still in the same hotspot if we allow this guy to come in power. And that's why I don't even see, even if Buhari supports him, I don't see how the other delegates will want to vote him in, because everybody knows they know they are going to lose the election with him. So what's the point?
Do you think Buhari's endorsement might not carry the weight that a lot of people are adducing?
I don't think it carries that weight, honestly. And the fear actually would think they have, because it's still going to have 1 year. That is nothing. 1 year is nothing. It will.
No, you'll probably have about maybe 9 months. 9 months. But I think Buhari is somewhat decrepit and just old. And people know that he's on his way out, both of government and of relevance, somewhat. So
exactly. So it's going to be outdated.
I think some of them might have the testicular fortitude, to use Black League's phrase, to brave it out and just say, no, let's just hang it, man. what this guy is out already. Let's just,
Yeah,
So
exactly. And if you look, even in that party, this Buhari regime, some people don't even have a say because Buhari just answer to the Malamis and co. Most of them are just.
And also, sorry, I think you're about to say what I wanted to say.
Yeah,
So
carry on.
No, you carry on because it's better. No, I was going to. Huh?
Sorry, can I just ask just a very brief question to D? Or
Yes.
to anyone, and D, and also anyone that might want to. Do you think that in Africa, have you ever seen any country in Africa where the sitting president endorses someone and that person did not end up succeeding him? Is there any country in Africa where it has happened like that?
Well, I personally, I don't know African history enough.
I don't know the history of Africa, but what I can tell you is, in all honesty,
okay,
Nigerian politics is actually even different.
Don't go Africa. Use Nigeria as
let's not use Africa, but generally
use Nigeria during the Obasanjo time.
We only have one instance in Nigeria, which is Obasanjo, which is not
Jonathan.
To say. Jonathan, what happened with Jonathan?
Was Obasanjo not in favor of
the only endorsement we have had was Yar'Adua.
Yeah, sorry, Yar'Adua.
Because Jonathan succeeded Yar'Adua through death, and he had the power of incumbency. So we've only had one instance.
Because I think we are overrating our democracy because we think we have gotten to this point where
that is why. Thank you, CBD.
What I'm saying,
both Yar'Adua and what do you call, and Jonathan were endorsed by Obasanjo. Obasanjo was the one that picked both of them.
Thank you.
Buhari can still
Obasanjo did not pick. Obasanjo only picked Yar'Adua because Yar'Adua died and Jonathan.
No. What I'm saying that both Yar'Adua and
you mean the joint ticket?
The joint ticket, yes.
Yeah, no, that's still one instance, though. That's still one instance.
Yes, I'm just telling you how the power, it can pick both of them, the joint ticket, that power is still lies in that office of that presidency in Nigerian contest.
You see,
the permutations are different.
Exactly. Number one.
Okay, let's see. We will see. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Until then.
Exactly. CBD, number one.
What I'm trying to tell you, listen, sorry, before you continue, before you round up, what I'm trying to say is this: if Buhari, in our present, the kind of political democracy that we are practicing in many parts of Africa, especially Nigeria, if Buhari decides that AMAECHI will be your next president, all those voting, all those things you people are talking about, it will just be sidelined, and that man will be the president of Nigeria.
Maybe with the general election. Maybe with the general election, but with the when it comes to who gets the ticket,
doesn't matter. In fact, he even has more power.
Let me tell you something. Sir. Let me even tell you how I see, and I think this is the funny thing.
Go on, sorry.
Yeah,
go on.
This is the funny thing about the politics of Nigeria. You see, everybody, we are all just thinking, oh, it's AMAECHI. What if it comes that day and Buhari comes out and says he's going to support Tinubu? That's a possibility. Buhari is not even a politician. He's not a politician like Obasanjo. That's the second part. He has not even been in this position doing he's not a politician to say. If not for Tinubu self, Buhari will contest more than 10 times. He won't win an election in Nigeria, honestly. So he's not a politician to say. So they will play him out. And we will all be surprised with how people see things, honestly.
Obasanjo was a politician.
Hold on.
But there's a better politician than, because Obasanjo still kept people together. Okay, sorry.
Let me just add this on to what you just said, D. A good indication of what might happen is what happened with the APC chairmanship, where the governors, they converged together to move against the president's will to step down Mia Malabuni. So that tells you that they are ready to take him on, and he had to use the force of his office to reinstate this guy. But he doesn't have that force of office for a democratic choice for them to select who they want. So they've already told us that they can mutiny against him. So we know that they have that within them. But let's acknowledge Alexander, who joins us. Alexander, good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah.
Well, interesting conversation. Good morning, everyone on the platform this morning, especially Aja and DOG. This is making for a fantastic election, 2023. The favored candidate, from what I said before, is AMAECHI, and I'm reading on the platform that the northern part of Nigeria wants to cede the presidency to the south. So that's looking more likely that it's going to be an AMAECHI presidency nomination. I would hate to think of Nigeria under the leadership of AMAECHI, because he really doesn't have anything to offer. But then I can also look at it from the flip side and saying, if someone has been so loyal to you over the last 7 years, it's only natural for you to want to reciprocate. I don't necessarily subscribe to Aja. Usually, I'm on the same page with Aja with his analysis because he's so wonderful at it. But I think that Osinbajo is not the favorite candidate in the president's eye. He's being loyal. He's being submissive to whatever he wanted, whatever the president wanted him to do. But I think he wants Rotimi Amaechi. So we're looking at Rotimi Amaechi versus somebody else. Let's hope for a fair election.
How is it going to sell Amaechi first to the party and then to Nigeria?
He doesn't have to sell. He doesn't have to sell Amaechi to Nigeria in the primaries, does he?
No. So, if he sells him to the party and he gets the ticket, how does he then sell him to Nigeria? So first to the party. How does
I don't know. That was what I said the other day, that getting the nomination doesn't guarantee him a win. You know what I mean? So I don't know how that's going to play out. I don't know what Amaechi is bringing to the table, apart from the fact that he's from the South and it's time for the Southeast and South to be the next president of Nigeria. Amaechi can claim to be an Igbo man. So that's the only way I see that. I don't see any other way to sell him.
Is an Igbo name. Is it not an Igbo name? So
he's an Nkwere. He's like a Lagos person saying that I'm not Yoruba. You know, they're Igbos essentially, but they claim they're not Igbos. They speak a derivative of Igbo, but they claim they're not Igbos, but they are Igbos. So the closest an Igbo person will get to the presidency right now will be Rotimi Amaechi. You know, so he might not be from the core Southeast state, but he's still an Igbo man at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying to you? I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. God grant us.
We've been having this conversation for quite a few months now, and we have not really progressed in terms of our knowledge. You still cannot guess at it to say, okay, this is the person that will be. It's still all of the names that we've been discussing. They are still in play. You cannot remove anyone. You can't even remove Rotimi Amaechi.
But guess what? Yeah. Guess what? By simple mathematical permutation. The introduction of Osinbajo into the equation cancels out Tinubu's delegate votes. So he's a spoiler essentially coming to the equation. So that would neutralize both candidates in Tinubu and Osinbajo. That propels Amaechi to another level. So that's the way I see it. It's just a permutation, but I think it's a strong permutation. I think it's time for us to have a change of party in government. I think PDP needs to come in as the next sitting government, but I don't know.
You know why I agree with you. This administration, more than in the history of Nigeria, they have to be probed. Because they've just stolen so much, they've borrowed so much.
But it's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
So if we have PDP coming, there will at least be an attempt at it. But if Osinbajo becomes president, who is he going to probe? If Rotimi,
there will be a natural progression. There will be a natural progression. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, let me. I just wanted to contribute my little bit. I have some auditors in my office into trying to collect some millions of dollars off of me.
Oh
so
God!
I
hope you kept I hope your accountant is a Nigerian because they know how to, tidy up the
No,
books.
the
Shall we
auditors,
say?
not IRS, not Internal Revenue.
All right.
My program has it's like the NHS. So they come over and they check your books and they tell you we paid you X amount over a period. Let's see what you've done. If the paper don't add up, they start asking for money back. So let me go attend to that. But I wanted to chip in this morning.
All right. Well done. Hopefully there's leftover money, and then so that's
no. I think I can still afford to give everyone $1,000 if I lose my bed.
For the people on the platform, is noted. We're waiting.
No problem.
Don't worry. We're not going to hold you to that. But I think
no problem.
Thank you, Alexander. I always say the light. So that's Alexander who had his birthday recently. So let's get back to you, DOJ. Round off your thoughts on that space, then I'll go to Solly and round off with CBD.
So yeah, and why I said one thing about I think in Buhari won't want any problem after he left there. So even bringing a person that is able to win them an election is more important to him than other party taking power, because they would deal back with them. Because it's easy to still negotiate with people in your party if they get power than to negotiate with the opponent party. Because if PDP comes in, I tell you, they would deal with people in Buhari's regime. Everybody will hear it. And that's how the politics is being played everywhere, both in state level, everywhere. Once they come in, another party comes in, they are chasing the governor, chasing whoever was there before in everything, questioning them on everything. So I'm thinking, Buhari, why is he extending? If he has somebody, he should just say it. So why is he waiting? So he's obviously waiting to see something, to see, okay, who can really win this election? Even though we might have power to manipulate some things, but it has to be obvious, at least this person still get the vote. So that's what I'm saying. We will all be surprised with the way politics works in Nigeria. You just see Buhari wants to even say anything to bring out this person, and they just say, oh, this is the person that win, and he's supporting the person. He has used AMAECHI. To me, I've seen them as they've used AMAECHI to gain everything they want with his position. He's done almost everything in the north. He has not probably even done anything for his people. And everything he talks about, he wants money for this, he wants this. You don't have to be, somebody is saying he's not the chief security officer of the country. But if you are putting things in place, infrastructure in place, you're in charge to think about the security, not even knowing there is insecurity in that country and that railway network is going through that channel. You should factor that in your project. So for me, I think there is still a lot that will happen, like I've been saying from onset since December. I think a lot will happen before the election. So I will keep my fingers crossed and not to, because I think Osinbajo coming into play safe now even make it more dicey for you to not even really figure it out. It's him coming there. So, and that's why I say, like, Osinbajo, I don't know who, if it was Tinubu that asked him to go there and do that, fine. If he's done that on his own accord, I think he has even messed himself up, because that will weaken a bit of Tinubu's votes in the party. So why is he even doing it?
I think over the next few weeks, Tinubu's votes are going to be heavily diluted, because Fayemi is going to come in, and Ngige will take bits from him as well, and there are 7,800 delegates, as we know. And a lot of them, they'll be taken off him.
You see, I understand what you are saying, one man, but what I think is, you see, a lot of people in that party are still with Tinubu. The people that will be delegate will still be more of Tinubu, because they know Tinubu can win election, one. Secondly, they know they will gain more from Tinubu. And most of these people, they don't even have chance to contest for anything in this next election. So that is where they are all going to bend into. All this Ngige, AMAECHI will only get people that are on Buhari side votes.
So sorry, it will also get people along tribal lines as well. And
exactly,
people who feel a tribal affiliation with him, they will go with him more than anybody else. But if he wasn't in play, they will go with Tinubu. The same for Ngige. Yeah,
Sorry,
people will go for him along tribal lines, but if he wasn't in play, they will go for Tinubu. So this is how they chip into his base.
Exactly.
I was going to ask how you feel. I know we usually say Tinubu can win election. How do you think he can win election? I know, obviously, I feel like he will get most of the support of his people. Obviously, the Southwest.
No, that's too big a topic to open because we're too. That's a half an hour. That's a half an hour conversation. We only have about 10 minutes left, so.
Yeah, but my brother, it's simple now. It's simple now. Tinubu will get vote from Southwest if he gets the ticket. Then he will get vote for a bit from the East. Then he will get some again from the North. He has given Kaduna 50 million. He's been doing all those things on that G.
Don't even mention the East, but I understand what you even.
Bro, let me tell you that's the funny thing with the Eastern people, and I think they need to come together and be one. You see that the East, they come under one party and join another party like the CPC has done from the North that joined APC, or they all. Let me tell you something. At the end of the day, people in the East, some of them will still vote for Tinubu. Write it down. Who would they vote for? Go and write it down today that I said it. Tinubu will get almost half of the votes from the East. You will see. Let him get the ticket. I don't know about anybody, but I'm sure if Tinubu gets the ticket, he will get votes from the East.
Tinubu will never ever get anything from the East or the Delta. He never. That's a fact. Write that down.
Charles, maybe we talk about it.
Dude, it will shock you. It will shock you.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, we will see. It's fingers crossed.
And you're saying you're rounding up in 10 minutes.
No. I'll go on to when are you've never stopped speaking. You mean not that you've not spoken. When have you ever not spoken? But I'll come to you and say, look at that. I'm only saying no, and then you go and just put some, little pockets. Grenade in the conversation. You think we don't know your games? We know your games. It's CBD. I'm only saying no. But don't you think that it is now time for Nigeria to do the right thing? I'm only saying no. I'm not suggesting no. But you this guy. We know you. Let's go to Solly first. Solly. Let me not take you to the Oluwo narrative because that might well cause upset. But he did say what he said, and we all heard what he had to say. It was actually Charlie Boy that brought that story for us to discuss. So anybody that wants to suggest any story for us to discuss, which Charlie Boy does often, Solly in some instances as well. So I'm going to drop my Instagram thing again in the comment section. So if you feel that any story you want to be discussed on the platform, just send it to me via Instagram. I'm not promising that it will be discussed, but if it rhymes with the theme of the day, then of course we'll bring it to the fore. So that's my Instagram link, like right there, for you to drop ideas and suggestions and stories, etc. So let me take you to the space then. The permutations of the delegates. Let me take you to Ngige's declaration. So what are you then making of Ngige wanting to be it's going to declare tomorrow, not even wanting to be. It's going to declare tomorrow, but he has gone an interesting route towards this declaration. He has gone to the southeast, especially to canvass the mass of that region, to signal that he has their backing, and then bring that into the APC as his calling card for the presidential ticket. So what are you making of his intention and his strategy, Solly?
I don't even know who this Ngige is.
He's the Minister of Labor and something else. He's the one that is always not paying the doctors.
He was one of the most popular Eastern governors, even before he became minister. Sorry, I thought you said you grew up in Nigeria.
I grew up. It doesn't mean I know everybody now. I don't know any Ngige. I don't know anything about him.
Oh, okay. Speak on Oluwo then, who insists that because anyway, you can handle it. So speak on Oluwo, who insists that I can't trust any Igbo man as president. No Nigerian will vote for them. So he, one of the leading Obas in Yoruba land, speaking so frontally with a tribal tonality, but we know him for being brash and crude. But does his brashness and crudeness that disregard the legitimacy or the veracity of what he has to say? He goes through the narrative of the sort of like ethnic tonality of the eastern space, that this the penchant for ethnic enclavement sort of that they do within that space. So he's saying they are too tribal essentially to be president of Nigeria, and people will be dubious of their intentions if they do become president. He cites examples of people not being able to buy property in the east, which is not true, but is a widely held belief, even though it is not true. But what the Oluwo has to say, setting aside that it's just some Amugbo guy, what are you making of his words?
He's just saying what everybody is thinking. The East, they don't like to see. Sometimes you tell them what people are thinking. They tell you that you are hating the East, this thing. Are you going to listen to people's problems or issues about you, or are you going to just say they are hating all the time? If everybody is saying it, then it's probably true. He's just saying exactly what everybody is thinking. Nobody has problem voting for the East if they have a good candidate, but everybody is just scared, because the East is too tribal. And what does tribalism entail? Emotions. And when you have your emotions involved in something that is risking the lives of millions of people, as we can see during Buhari's regime, you know, people are really scared. We know what the North can do. We don't know what the East can do. And from what we've seen the East do in the past, we all don't want, let me just say it, destruction of the whole country and everywhere. Because their first move is always to destroy and scatter, from what we've seen from everywhere. There is always no
Hey,
dialogue, no decorum, none of those things. This is the fear that most Nigerians have. It's not that they hate anybody. I promise you, the West does not care. The West does not care about the East or any of those. We just want somebody that we can
okay, let me wait for my
peacefully
turn.
in our mind vote for.
You see, and you say you can be kept quiet in CBD. Nobody can keep you quiet.
No,
So
I'm
you
just
don't.
let me wait for my.
Yes, you could have just done that without telling us that you are going to do that, but that is you in CBD. But let's go. Let me put to you then. This Amechi is the worst of the worst in 2023 presidential race. ASARI DOKUBO, he's just cited all manners of example that indicates that this guy is not fit for purpose. The nincompoop from Cross River. So he's especially fixated on the fact that just as early as March the 28th, Abuja Kaduna train was bombed and attacked, 8 people killed, hundreds missing, still missing. And this guy then straddles the facilities of that train, of that organization still, to travel around the country canvassing for a presidential ticket. Not fit for purpose, Asari DOKUBO. Do you concur, Solly?
That one, he always talks like somebody is bribing him. So I'm not even going to take anything he says seriously. I don't believe he's there to help anybody. It's just collects money from everybody, from the north, east, west, and south, and just opens his big fat mouth and just keeps saying a lot of crap, you know. So he may be right sometimes, he may be wrong sometimes, but his opinion doesn't really matter because he's always collecting money for whatever he has to say, you know. But
Oh,
in this instance, he's saying some things that are true.
all right. And what are you making of the permutations of APC? They are going for a direct primary, indirect primaries rather, which a lot of people then says indicates that Tinubu might command that space because he can politic that space better than the other contenders. But then, of course, there's the proviso that everybody's still waiting for who Buhari endorses. So how are you saying the APC primaries are shaping up, Solly?
We have to, at the end of the day, we have to still wait for who Buhari chooses now. All these people, they are just fighting. Okay, now Tinubu with all this gra, shouting and fighting. Now, if Buhari chooses another person, he will just look stupid and foolish. All efforts wasted. you know, they should just relax and let the man choose. And that's another thing about Buhari. He likes doing things like that. This guy likes tormenting people. You know, he likes tormenting people psychologically, especially that. Why is he playing with the minds of the people that that are working with him, that he has promised things? You know, he has this a sense of always wanting to be in
No
control.
matter what happens, Buhari is going to leave in February with a lot of enemies. You know, because Rotimi Amechi will hate him if he doesn't get it. Tinubu will detest him if he doesn't get it. Osinbajo might just let it be because he's just chancing his hand.
I
But
don't
a lot,
think
yeah.
I don't think Buhari will care.
No, he doesn't care.
I don't think he will care.
Yeah,
So
then what can they do to me? Nothing.
yes, now, so you know, it doesn't matter. He will do what he needs to do, what he wants to do. Like I said, he has this. He always wants to be in control of everything. You know, you can huff and puff all you want, but you will never blow the house down. You know, even if it's for the good of the nation, if it's for the good of himself, he just likes to be in control of the whole narrative, so he's going to let them wait. It's the same way Tinubu was saying, oh, I'm going to wait till January something something to choose to let you know if I want to be president or not, when we already know, but he just tries to control the narrative. It's the same thing Buhari is doing. I don't think he'll pick any of those guys, but we'll see. He's going to shock a lot of people, because another thing that he likes to do is he likes to shock Nigerians too. You know, I think he delights in that. It's a way of him playing games. It's his own personal type of game that he likes playing. You know, so.
All right, thank you, Solly. So let me acknowledge this. Let bring Celibi's comment into the conversation. So he's saying that he's a very intelligent guy, though. This is the sapele water drinking man from the creeks, ASARI DOKUBO, the Ogogoro drinker. He says he's a very intelligent guy, though, ASARI, and I go say, now my brother, most times he is right, except when he tries to take over Biafra. So there she is right there, staying the home girl that we know her for. ASARI DOKUBO is intelligent. It's not what we are having to have to consider in our heads. So we consider that in our heads as we go on to in CBD. And we take in CBD then to, it looks as though Ngige is trying to seize the march, he's trying to steal the march from Peter Obi, because he's going via the eastern region to canvass a base to launch his presidential ambition, which is going to birth tomorrow. So what are you then making then of both his technique and his ambition in CBD?
Yeah, Ngige, you see, one of the good things, or should I say, one of the attitude of, I don't know what the right English to use, of the East, is that once they have decided who they are going to be in support of, every other person is just maybe some politicians. So I think most of the people right now just look at Peter Obi, and Ngige can do anything he does. Maybe we get some support from the you know, the how do they call those people? Those APC, is in APC, I think. So he will get some support from the APC politicians, some, but general, you know, in a large scale, you definitely not go as far as he wants to. You know? So.
All right, thank you. And to the Oluwo commentaries, damning the Easterners has not been at all of the right stock for the presidency. Thought on that in CBD?
Yeah, the Oluwo, if we are going to be fair, I think people have, it's a stereotype, you know, that people believe, but I don't think even most people believe that anymore. Even the fact that there's that, I think maybe people are afraid that, oh, these people will come and change. You know, that's what I've been hearing ever since I was even a boy, you know. So probably because they feel maybe from I think it's just a narrative from after the Civil War, you know. But even when the Easterners were fighting, they never fought the South West or South South or South. They never even fought the North. It was just they were fighting against political, you know, people from the North especially. So when people are talking about, I don't even see any reason why anybody in the South or even middle belt should have that kind of stereotype towards the East. So I see it mostly as victim blaming.
Do you think it's somewhat their lived experience that they are talking about, their interactions with the East and what they have gleaned from that?
In CBD, you are wrong right there. What do you mean? You don't know that Biafra. You don't know that Biafra conquered the Midwest, and Biafra was coming towards Yoruba land.
That was during the war. Now that was during
it was. But
the war.
You are saying they never fought anybody in the South. So I just want to correct you. They conquered. They killed a lot of people in the Midwest, and they coming towards Yoruba land before they were stopped at
Biafra war was not between Igbos and the southeast and the north. It was between Biafra and the rest of Nigeria. So you don't look at it like they were targeting some people in the Midwest or in the south or whatever. It was a war. The entire country, was it only the north? Didn't Obasanjo lead a battalion or whatever that went to fight there? So when you put it that way, you have to look at it in its entire context. It was a war going on between the Nigerian state and those people.
Now you said it right. That's okay.
Yeah, because we cannot just say that because they were not. It was not only people from Sokoto and wherever that were coming to fight the Biafrans. There was a lot of Southwest people that were sent to fight the Biafran war.
Do you concede what the Oluwo is saying, that essentially either based on fact or just based on urban myth or whatever it is based on, that the overall feel of the East is somewhat of a tribe-based people?
No, I think if you're going to ask me, this is an election period. I think that a lot of dirty politics will be played, and politicians know how to use maybe not all, but they know how to use many traditional leaders to do their bidding. And like you see, some of them, I'm not saying that Oba of Benin will agree to some of these things, will put himself in this kind of situation. But you've seen Wike going there talking about him and the Oba. If you see what they were talking, you'll be wondering what kind of politics are these guys doing. So my point is this man, like, he made statements that are clearly not true. Even when I was living in Aba, I had a neighbor that is a Yoruba man, and they have
Aba?
Yes, in Aba. I was in Aba for a while. They have their own.
I didn't know there were any Yoruba people in Aba.
You will be surprised. You will be surprised. I won't say
that lives there or just went there to buy something.
I don't know if the man was working in there or whatever.
Okay, maybe a civil servant. Okay, you could have
something like that. So, what I'm trying to say, and it's not recently. That was like some maybe.
Why are Yoruba people afraid to go and live in the East? One man.
This is what the Oluwo is saying, that is an unwelcoming environment for non-Indians.
One man. You people, do you want to hear the facts or you want the propaganda?
You want? We are here to debunk it now. Debunk it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That it's obviously it's not. It's not as much as how we see people from the southeast or south or wherever going to maybe other spaces in Nigeria.
Why is that? Why is that?
I think it's if you ask me, it's a deeper conversation, but I think mostly it's from the damages that was done to those spaces, especially during the war, and even most of them even you can't say the East or some parts of the South have 100% recovered from that economic degradation and damage that was done to that state.
Nearly 70 years on.
Wait, one man, even the entire country has not recovered totally. How much more the place where most of the acts were committed? So we can't say nearly 70 years. Or it's not. Is it 70 years? Oh man, why are you
how long ago was it? You'll be surprised that it's been a long. Yeah.
but that's my point. I think it's probably some maybe 60 years or so, or not even 60 years, maybe some 52, 53, because it ended in 1970, isn't it? So my point is this:
the Civil War ended in 1970.
is it 1969? One man, why are you trying to attack me with all this?
Go on now.
1969.
Yeah, 1969. Thank you. So my point is this: the Oluwo of Igbo, where I don't know, the Oluwo I remember is
the Oluwo of
Igbo.
Igbo.
I'm not sure.
The Oluwo of Igbo.
Oluwo of Igbo. Yeah, sorry. The thing is that, to be honest, what he said there, I can only take maybe like, if I'm being honest, fair, maybe like 10% as something that is real, because of that stereotype is there, because of this, the Eastern people's experience and whatever they've been seeking for in Nigeria. Some people have that, that thing, that school of thought. But if we are being real, people are. Of course, that's obviously a lie that you cannot have property in the East, because I've just told you that even if you go to Port Harcourt, go anywhere, you will find people having properties there. So we cannot say that that one is just out of the
Port Harcourt is different though. Port Harcourt is the south.
I'm talking about even East. I just gave you an example of Aba.
Can a Yoruba man with money in his pocket go to Abakaliki and buy land?
Sorry?
And
if they want to
and live there peacefully.
Well, are you trying to say that they are going to attack them?
Of course they will. Yeah.
They can't attack them. Even everything, all the insecurity that you've been hearing that is going on in the East right now, have you ever heard, even now in the midst of all these problems, have you ever heard that they attacked somebody from let's say maybe Edo State or even the Southwest? You can't hear, because these people, let us not mix the whole thing. These people are fighting against invaders that came into their territory they are not even fighting against the North. They are fighting against foreign terrorists and bandits that came into their space to destroy the livelihood of the people there. So let us just get the issue straight. So personally, I think the Oluwo of Iwo is trying to play dirty politics, and because imagine, look at the time. Wait, my brother. Look at the time he came, is coming out, and look at the languages that he has used. Obviously, there is that stereotype, but you cannot make blatant lies that you cannot have properties in the East. And talking about that people are afraid. When did the Oluwo start speaking for the whole Nigeria? That nobody will vote for him. Have you not heard that even the South, many of their traditional leaders and their politicians are even championing for an Eastern president? So that's what I'm telling you, that the man.
Name names.
I can't name names. It's a collective thing that most of these people are coming out to doing. The other day they went to visit Ifeanyi Okowa. Even if you say Ifeanyi Okowa is an Igbo man, but he's also from the South. The other day, even the Ijo pa Edwin Clark, is he an Igbo man? That is an Ijo man. So I don't know where we are getting all. Pa Edwin Clark said right now it should be given to the East, to an Igbo man. So the man, I'm telling you that Oluwo of Iwo, with all due respect, is a political what do they call those people? It's just like a pawn. I think they are using him
as a political Ashewo man.
That statement that man made, I said it earlier, is an irresponsible statement, and he's making that statement. He's a Tinubu man. He's supporting Tinubu. That's why he's talking, making that irresponsible statement. He has no authority to speak on politics, particularly on presidential race, saying somebody is not qualified. Some people.
A senior monarch has no authority.
It shouldn't be divisive. It should try to unite people. He's a king, he's a leader, and he should respect his position. He shouldn't make a very bad image of Yoruba king. So what he did right there is making a bad image of Yoruba king, and it should be condemned by Yoruba people. It should be condemned by Yoruba people. It's a very nonsensical statement. and it's irresponsible statement. It's a statement that is that hold no fact, no basis, and it lack credibility in totality. I condemn it, and everybody should condemn that nonsensical statement.
But it drives innocent motor. It drives an innocent car.
Where?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should appreciate him. We should appreciate him for that. If he's driving made in Nigerian car, that is good. But to make such a political statement at this time when everybody is jostling for that number one.
That's according to George Blueshell, by the way. I don't know that, but
that's what I'm saying.
Saying that IGBO are not qualified is just a stupid statement completely. We should condemn it.
Yeah, and that's one. Even if he drives an innocent car, that further proves my point that the whole thing is saying and everything is just some dirty politics that is playing, you know. And they are just using. He's allowing himself to be used. He's not the only one. There are so many traditional leaders that will come out and say things that, you know, it will just be. It's dirty, you know. These people are playing politics. You understand? If they give them small money, they come out and talk. For someone like ASARI DOKUBO. Solely, for the first part of Soli's statement, I did not agree with it at all when he was talking about the Oluwo. But when he was talking about ASARI DOKUBO, that's the truth. The man is a man that has, he looks like someone that is not stable and does not have, a clear focus on his head.
An educated man, a senior Muslim, the son of a judge.
You know, he's a very, very good actor. I like his face.
Thank you. He's just a pure actor. The man talks anything.
In CBD, regardless, what he has said was true. What he said about AMAECHI was true.
What did he say?
So why are you condemning him if you didn't?
The man cannot support anything. Let me tell you. Of course, I know. I'm partly from that area. So what I can tell you is this: that's a deeper conversation. It can bring a lot of issues.
I don't know.
I'm going to round off in about
one thing about ASARI. Yeah, let me make it very fast. One thing about ASARI is that I don't know if it's him personally or if he's representing the views of many of some of his people, but there's always that.
It's not a view that is new to you, though. So that tells you it is widely held belief that what he said.
Yeah. No. What I'm just saying, I'm trying to go deeper a bit. ASARI DOKUBO looks like someone that is, if we are being honest, these people feel like they are in competition with the. I'm not supposed to go that route because also I don't agree with, I don't support AMAECHI. We have seen what anybody that has been part and parcel of this administration and most of the things that are going wrong, there's no way, anybody, let me rephrase that because I don't want anybody to come and look for me in the airport. Anybody that has been part and parcel of any corruption in this for the past 7 years, those people, I can never support them. So I'm not a fan of AMAECHI. But I'm telling you that aside from that, this ASARI of a man and some of the people from Escalabari Ijo, these people feel like they are in contest or they are fighting for who will dominate River State or something. I don't know. And that's what I'm telling you, that you can never hear this man. Wike is not supporting. If he's supporting Wike and not supporting AMAECHI, he will say, okay, Wike is not supporting. In fact, even Igbos, the only time, exactly what that our sister from the Ijo said, Asel Abigo in the comment section, the only time that ASARI is comfortable with any Igbo, whatever, is when they put him in the forefront of it. Apart from that, he's an anti-Igbo. I'm going to be honest with you.
But let's forget anti-Igbo in CBD. So, is that a statement? What is said about AMAECHI, is it right or wrong? We are not talking about who ASARI DOKUBO is, what he has done, who he is aligned with or not. That is statement about AMAECHI. Is it right or wrong?
That was what exactly was the statement that AMAECHI was. I heard a part of it that AMAECHI is not. Is shocked that he's coming out and declaring. Yeah, everybody is shocked. I've just told you even before I said that I do not agree with AMAECHI, and nobody in his right mind for AMAECHI to even do what he's doing.
Yeah. I think he's talking about you, DOJ. You should tell you what he wants.
Wait,
You
for
wants you
Amechi,
No, I think
to
he's talking about
for
his
Amechi,
CDD. It's not me.
for Amechi to even come out in the first
Because
place,
I
we all know
want
that
I
is a
want to surrender
political.
myself. I could want test to.
Yeah, but will you pass is the question.
I will pass. I don't think I go on in the box though.
What I'm saying is this: for Amechi to even come out in the first place, that is just a political move. I said it here a long time ago. I don't know if you can remember, if anyone can remember what I've been saying. I said that it's most likely that these people, because of they want to, I don't see them handing over to the Southwest, to be honest with you. I feel like these people just put Amechi there. It's a political thing from the, even Amechi himself is not hiding it. He said that they want me to contest and I'm telling them to give me the money, but they are saying I should. So the man has always said this thing. So we know that Amechi is not in the mind of anybody right now, but I think the powers that be, they want him there. They are trying to, so let's see how it plays out.
All right, thank you, Sibili. We must leave it there. We've gone well past where we should be, but always a delight. It's not even insufficient time, but more time in the evening, as you know. So come and express what you have not had the chance to in the latter session. So I'll leave it there. Carry the conversation on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace. Thanks, guys.
All right.
No, not